Hey, let's test out the audio real quick. I just want to make sure the audio is working. Audio, audio, audio. Testing. Pop, 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 pop. All right, works. Okay. Now, welcome to the stream, ladies and gents. So we went outside, value area high, coming back into it potentially after hitting fair amount of buy side, 300 in buy side, and possibly getting a delta slingshot to the resting orders up in 22,935. And ES also has some resting liquidity up above, so we'll just go ahead and put that guy up there. So, welcome to the stream. We haven't taken any trades today. There's the accounts just chilling. We took a max daily loss on the express funded on Friday, and we went break even on the Apex. So we didn't really have the best Friday, but it is what it is, and moving on. So let's go see how TO's hanging out. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So is that a sell wall? They had a bunch of orders and they cleared the order book, it looks like. But there's still that 320 character up at 6292. Let's go see how the news is looking. Shout out to the single person on the live. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, let's go see Forex Factory. Man, I saw this guy like streaming the Asian session. I wish I had nice things to say, but I don't know how he had 40 people watching him either. There's definitely a demand. Yo, what's up? No. So tomorrow, it looks like we got some CPI red folders and PPI on Wednesday and unemployment on Thursday. So we got a fair amount of news from tomorrow. So today, oh yeah, no, I appreciate that for sure. I asked him like a question, like, do you, because he showed numbers on the screen, but you know, unless the account says something like over here where it says Top Step or Apex with the PA number, you know, that a lot of that could just be sim, you know. So I asked him like, you know, what are you trading on exactly? And then he like muted me for asking the question. And I was like, that's wow. So I was like kind of seeing through his little shenanigans or whatever. It takes a lot to like trade for real and to be able to do something like this where you can show the payouts, you know? Not everyone gets to that point. You know what I mean? Not everyone can do that. And it's not even to brag. It's like, yeah, if you're going to give your time to someone, it should be somebody who knows what they're talking about, even ever so slightly. You know what I mean? Hey, it will come in time. The more persistence you put into it, and persistence, consistence, and diligence, all these senses will heighten your senses, pardon the pun, and make you get to the finish line. But it's about honing your blade, if you will. Got to put in the time. And once again, you got that mindset, you know, you need the patience and the risk management above all else. Do I have a bias? Like right now, the whale up above here is showing a draw to the upside. So I'm seeing a sweep to 62.95 on ES, which would also bring NQ up to that 22.935.40 lot up there. I'm not going to trade just yet unless I see something undeniable. Well, everyone gets their own, what do you call it? Like dialed in perception of how things work. So my way is not the way. There is no the way. Even TO has his way. Everyone has their own like set of tools that they bring to the table. His is very simplified. I quite like that, you know. He tries to find like very consistent like levels and things that are undeniable. Yeah, the day before news could just be like a seek and destroy inside the range day, you know, like you got news tomorrow. So looking at some key levels, you got volume points of control from July 7th, and we're right at July 8th. And these were reactionary zones. We got the previous week mid and the previous month high. We reacted off of July 10th's volume point of control from last week, Friday. And yeah, do we come up into these regions and reject or hold this range? Yeah, we're basically attempting to potentially go up to the previous week high, the all-time highs again, perhaps, or take a pivot to test the points of interest down below. Previous swing low down at 779. I don't try to get a bias though. If you get biased, then you try to impose your will when there's no need. It's better to be loose as a goose, and go with the flow as it traps some player on some side. I've found anyway. So having key levels where to short and where to long is where it's better to look. But right now we're diddling in the middle, so to speak. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. I try to make it understandable. Like over here is hyper zoomed in, zoomed out, and kind of levels above and below. I got to get some milk in my coffee. Just a sec. And that's why you have those little guppies like playing the middle zone while the whale waits for a sweep. And that's why they call it a sweep, because they'll sweep up and grab the buy side of the sellers that enter. And then it'll say, hopefully you can hear that announcement on Bookmap where it's like, buyer, sweep, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's see. Does this turn on? No, it does not. That needs to unplug and plug back in. Yeah, it's just to illustrate a point. So it's, oh, boys are up. Nice. Okay. Do I leave it like that? Let me see. Let me just test. Testing. Okay. Yeah, it essentially, like, I had these paid effects that now Wavelength doesn't want to adapt with their update, or it causes issues. It's these ones here, like test. Hello, 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 hello. Wow, 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 wow.
Hello. Wow. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
The robots, robots. I don't know if, yeah, I tweaked them and everything too, so it's kind of annoying if it doesn't work. Let me just make sure that didn't glitch out the audio after testing them. All right, that should be good. All right, now we're in Infinity Land. Test, test. Just making sure. Come on. Wow, it's pretty delayed. So that's like a 20-second delay or something. It's pretty crazy. Okay. It's, I think, having all of the audio stuff connected. I don't know. I have Elgato, and then I have the Elgato 4KX and sound effects, Discord, and oh snap. So it's probably not hearing the internal ticks of Bookmap because I have it muted here. Like if I turn this on. Oh, that's cool. So I can have like my Brave browser and you won't hear it. Hmm. Let me check something. Okay. That's weird. It's not loading that. Why does that not load? Test. Doodah. So there was a 70 lot seller that entered at 22,900 just here. That looks like it could be a fuel for upside momentum if it stays above that 900 level to go sweep up into those 22,935 resting orders. The settlement is up at 959. Okay. There we go. That's what I wanted to turn on. All right. This is actual Sega Saturn. Here's my controller for it. I have like a ROM cart with like 243 games. I have the originals for a lot of them, but it's easier than having to choose the disc and have it. It has no load times either. Oops. I was playing with my son earlier. He's really into the Marvel stuff. start with ladies first today.
Come on. Showtime.
Ready, fight! Aerial ray!
Wet ball.
Danger!
Wet ball. Wet ball. Wet Up the glass. Up the glass. Up the glass. Up the glass. Up the Up the glass. Up the glass.
Good!
Up the glass. Up the glass. Up the glass. Up the glass. Up.
Good!
Team splice.
Good!
Wow, a lot more buyers here. So now this is looking like buyer absorption. That seller now turned into 116, no, 200 lot buyer. So you're starting to get some potential buyer absorption now. So that could be used as fuel to the downside. How quickly things can change, right? But this would be where if I was thinking about going long, seeing all that blue there would change my mind. And then I would immediately hit reverse. Midare Sakura. So you're looking to see this bunch of buyers get absorbed here, at least for a little burst down into the value area high.
Ready, fight!
Up the glass. Team splice. Up the glass. Up the glass. Up the Team splice. Team splice. Up the glass.
The good old days of the 90s, you know.
Team splice. Team splice.
Sega Saturn's 30 this year, too.
Team splice. Team splice.
Okay. Seigi wa katsu. Justice prevails.
Ready. Fight.
Omega Strike. Omega Strike.
Danger.
Omega Strike.
Dude. Coming back on the buy lots on their entry.
Omega Ram.
I leave to destroy the Weapon X.
Continue. Choose your alter ego. Wolverine. Captain America.
Let's go.
Ready. Fight.
Omega Strike. Tornado Claw. Drill Claw. Drill Claw. Drill Claw.
Yo.
Danger.
Omega Strike. Charging Star. Omega Strike. Star Strikes. Charging Star. Shield Slash. Shield Slash. Shield. Charging Star. Stars and Strikes. Stars and Strikes. Shield Slash. Final Justice. Charging Star. Omega Strike. Charging Star. Shield Slash. Omega Strike. Omega Strike. Charging Star.
Oh man, he was one shot.
Ram.
I leave to destroy the Weapon X.
Continue.
I'm gonna turn.
Choose your alter ego.
Okay. Yo, how's it going? Yo, long time no see. Oh, nice. I see you too. You're grinding every day. Oh, no, you got it. Like you're dialed in sometimes, you know. It's been a interesting chain of events, let's say. Yo, what's up, Gar? And I love music. Shout out to you guys. NQ. Getting some more buyers here as it goes down, so you're getting some potential buyer absorption. That 200 lot at 22,900 is not yet being rewarded, let's say. I got a messed up tooth. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow, but tooth pain is so annoying. Oh my gosh. Haven't been getting good sleep because of it. Boop, 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 boop. It's pretty wild how much back testing this. Okay, I tweaked the volume a little bit more. I'm always having problems with my volume, so I want to get like louder output. That's cool. Yeah, there's definitely something to those because they're so violent. It's basically an expression of violence, which gets recovered. Well, I mean, like violence in the sense like they trap somebody and they take them to their demise. Well, when you see like buy lots and stuff get trapped, generally there's a context behind it. And you see like a bunch of buyers right before it drops or a bunch of sellers right before it pops. So, but, but yeah, I did play. I am a video gamer, so well, he could, yeah. I got my Discord muted, so because of previous episodes. Booyah. Howdy ho. And mine is it's always violent. But what kind of violence? It happens. We're technically above value area high, and there's a bunch of buyers that just bought just at 22.9 and slightly below that. So there's like 400 contracts that bought this range. You got settlement up at 959, so I don't know if we're going to go up and retest that at some point. We tend to go back to settlement at some point. Settlement is where we settled last session, so Friday is kind of the end closing time. I have it auto draw on my thing on Ninja Trader, so I don't ever compare it. But maybe it is different. Yeah, 959. At least on Ninja Trader. I think it's a time-based thing then. Wait, VWAP is also different on different things, I noticed too. Like I got it on a toss down at 865, and then on Bookmap, no, Bookmap's relatively the same today. Some days they're in different spots. Interesting. Yeah, they all kind of just vaporized, went somewhere else, or I don't know. Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I heard some sort of like something was they were not being transparent as well, so there was some sort of like shenanigans going on aside from that. Yeah. Dude. Booyah. Nice. Um, basically like volume and inflection points of a lot of interest being generated, and of course like momentum and like holding of certain trends. And then sometimes if the stars align properly with divergence and other key levels like volume points of control, but basically like volume points of control, previous highs, lows, daily opens, like coinciding with key levels is nice. Key levels. Ticks are basically trades, so it just puts the candle in the context of an auction, which is 1,000 trades. So each candle is the end of an auction. So you can see bullishly with the wick that the auctions finished higher. It demanded a higher price. So rather than it be constrained by time, it's by trade. So in the context of looking at footprints and stuff, I have a 2,000 tick on my left, and then I see circle these large players entering like 200 plus contracts, and then ask myself, are they getting rewarded or punished from their entry? And if they're getting rewarded, then get in line with them, kind of. And if they're getting punished, take their punishment and pay yourselves against them. So using those large players that are on sides or off sides as inflection points. For 3 easy payments. Yes, about the sweep, the resting liquidity I was talking about at 62.92. Okay, we're open in momentarily. And we're open. That was a large amount of buyers there. Same. Seeing some potential absorption. We'll see. Yep, me too. Boom. I took one contract off. I'm at break even on this runner. It's a shame that it messed up the first trade, though. But booyah. Trailing the stop, up 120 ticks on the runner. Yep, hit my trailing. And $600, not bad. Big. Nice. We're beneath all these like buy points, so they're getting. Oh yeah. Your dong falls off. Oh, am I? Sorry. Let me. Oh. All right. So yeah. hitting a 240 lot seller. I'm going to take this recovery of the yes, sirree. We're taking it. All right. We took that too. We saw a bunch of buyers, but it's still spotty at best. Oof. Oh, yeah. Boom. Got paid on that. My stop at break even up 1,300 now. Hey, Tio, did you see that volume imbalance recovery on a toss on the 1,000 tick? It was a touch and go. I saw that in it, and there was a 246 lot seller hit and then 164 buyer. And I was like, okay, if you're in, I'm in. Yeah. Up 170 ticks on this runner. Oh, man. This is, whoa. This is like a V shape from beyond. From, oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna have to close this because I don't want to have like 30% consistency problems, you know? That might even actually put me over, but I don't care. I'll take the cushion and another 8-day pay cycle than lose money. That was $2,000. All right, I'm done. ES still has some resting liquidity up to 6,300. But yeah, you got like 400 contracts all the way up to 6,300 on ES, so they probably all sweep that. I don't know, unless that's a sell wall. Damn. Private Pow. Or the Hulk, 70s Hulk. There's that meme of him. There's that meme of Hulk throwing that bear. it's, it's also July 7th, volume point of control. We're trying to like flip it maybe. It's where he beheaded his third wife. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That rabbit hole is very deep. We're basically done trading, though. Can't ask for more than that. 2 trades. Technically, I took 3 in the max loss on the top step. That top step, man, I got it up to 5 grand. Now we're back down to 2 grand. Might switch over to micros, build it up slowly. I don't want to lose it. I'm just seeing a lot of both sides right now, nothing clear. That long was the trade of the day, though. That was so clean. Methodical, do you still say what's up to any of those guys in that previous Discord? Like Dylan? Yeah, I wonder what they're up to. I could probably easily just reach out. I'm just not really the, you know. He's never left. Tio never went anywhere. He's just, like a ninja. It's the end of the world as we know Yeah, it looks like we're going to punish some sellers that are trapped down here. Little slingshot into buy side. You got like volume imbalance at 945, some resting orders at 950. ES also has this 300 wall that could be cleared. Let me make sure my audio. Test, test, test. I'm still basking in that glow of that long, man. That was pretty good. Yeah, there's a fair amount of resting orders up there for NQ. Right. Yeah, you got it all the way up to 60 realistically, but yeah, with the ES, like if it clears 300, that's where you'll. It's just on a grind to turn the sellers into buy side. You got to sacrifice some eval blood to the gods to get some money in the PAs. Again, you could come when you come back into value area high, like just simply if you could short going back into value area high, and you could long coming back into value area low. Like just using the daily volume profile is a strategy. And then you can use the tight stop if we come back above it. I'm here. I'm Dan. Booyah. We just cleared like 326 in buy side, forced buys of the sellers. Boom. I'm going to test something really quick. I want to see if it gets my bookmap sounds on there. Does it get the bookmap sounds? On there. Ah, so it didn't. Bookmap sounds. Test. On there. Ah, so it didn't. Bookmap sounds. All right, so now we got the little drum beat of bookmap and the volume imbalance sweep message. Got a 140 lot seller that could be turned into fuel to the upside. Boom. we're essentially back at settlement. I'll stay with you guys for another 15-minute candle, and then I'll be bidding you adieu. Just so you know, there was a seller of 140 contracts at 947, and they pushed immediately up off of him as a delta slingshot. So if they could pull back to his break-even entry to test their fervor at some point, but they're going to punish him a little bit first by the looks of it. Thanks, Smart Data. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it really puts into context what sell side and buy side are and what the whole like up
Absorption
and down game is
ESU 5
about.
CME
You know?
buyers at 6,295.25.
Do you like the drum ticks and the bookmap announcements on the stream or not? You can decide. I'll hear it in just my ear if it's not, you know, useful. But like how it popped up, like there was 140 seller and then it popped up into 200 buy side. And then it like, they could keep going to see, you know, like it's inducing more sellers. Like you have 150 sellers here, right? This delta was 150
Sweep
a moment ago.
NQU 5
So there you
CME
go.
buyers
Boom.
at 22,971.
And so they're
Absorption
just punishing
NQU
the
5
sellers
CME
right now.
buyers
So
at
now you just had a 159 seller
22,975.75.
and
Absorption
a
NQU 5
195
CME
seller
buyers at
just entered.
22,983. Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at
Now 200
22,983.
seller.
Absorption
So
ESU
they're
5
just
CME
turning the
sellers at
sellers into buyers.
6,297.75. Sweep ESU 5 CME
You got
buyers at
2,300
62.98.
of like 70 contracts resting up at 2,300 now that they could be aiming at. You just cleared the high. And yeah, 6,300, that resting order on ES just got swept. So NQ followed suit. That's what it does. Yeah, NQ, or sorry, ES, like just about to sweep those 200 at 6,300. They swept like 400 on the way up there. That's what caused the gravitation of NQ. You're getting more seller interest too, so the slingshot could continue. So we just cleared the pre-market high where we dropped down. So we could chill out here, but we got no key levels up until July 10th and July 9th volume point of control up here. So this is the Monday high. Wait. We can just see what happens. 20 points above the Monday high. It's not the previous day high, but all of these sellers though is thanks Ilhadi, thanks. All of these sellers though I don't feel like that's the side to be on, because you know the majority lose. So it looks like, you know, all of these sellers like 155, 207, 159, they look like they could be. You got that last of the 6,300 standing or resting orders here. Yeah, this is like just a pullback on the minis players to. Yeah, mainly Ilhadi, I must say, in the last month and a half, I dusted off
Unfortunately,
my rituals
SU5CME
and I
buyers at
started
60 to
working out
98.
every day and doing 100, now up to 150 push-ups and sit-ups every day. And that was what kind of really like locked everything in. Because then I have other stuff I'm working on like this. I was working on this today, so I didn't trade anything for London or, you know. This is for a summer program that I'm actually getting paid to implement at the school I teach at finally. Pulled back on 312 or 14 in sell side, pulling back on more. Coming back to settlement, previous day VWAP. Yeah, it all connects. It's weird. And then so like I can do more. Like I can do all this today and then still remain focused, and I have more energy to trade and all that. And then it's just like, you know, like I don't need to be in a trade right now. Like I made a frugal amount of money. Like that's not even frugal. That's
Sweep
a lot for me.
NQU5CME sellers at 22,954.5.
Nice. Good job, guys. Yeah, the no FOMO is like, it's like there's opportunities everywhere. Like that, like I honestly didn't want to take that trade that long, but it was like so undeniable. I was like, oh man, I have to hit the button. Like here, I saw that 246, and then I was just like, I have to hit the button. I don't care if I give my profit back, I have to hit the button. but it wasn't like I need to. It was like I have to, like, or it wasn't like I want to. Rather, it was like I need, like it's part of the system. Here is like I don't normally see sellers that get rewarded at the top like that. Like that's a rarity. Normally you see a bunch of buy side and then it fades the buyers. But so I didn't take that, but it's not part of what I normally see. I sure do. I'm an echo. Yeah, I was expecting it to like do a little bit more off the high, like go up a little bit more, like 20 points or something, fade it. But ES didn't sell through that 300. That was like a static order that held. So that was a sell wall. All right, well that is the 15-minute candle close that I was saying I would stay with you until. I got to get some Z's and got to fix my tooth in the morning, so we will bid you adieu here. So stay positive, stay frugal, and stay blessed. Take care, guys. Peace.